By the way, you're lucky I'm in here today. I just want to say because they raised the fucking Holland Tunnel price.
No shit.
To $12.
Well, you have Easy Pass, don't you?
No. It doesn't go down though.
Yeah, because it's only $1.50 raise. If it's only $1.50 raise,
they decided to really
that.
fuck the cash guys. $4 for the cash guys, $1.50 for the Easy Pass.
Why don't you eat the amount of hours you waste?
No.
Why?
What's the problem with Easy Pass?
I don't know.
You don't know, but
he thinks it's selling out to the man,
something, right?
No, it's not selling out to the man.
Nah, it's like a Tony Soprano thing. Disconnect the fucking GPS on your vehicle. You don't use Easy Pass. You don't like people knowing where you are?
I traded my car that had OnStar in just to get rid of it.
Get rid of it?
No,
I heard some shit what's going on with OnStar.
What are they doing?
You hear that?
What?
Well, apparently you got to read the new terms. There's new terms for OnStar, and they are allowed to track you, use your information to sell to other people where you are, where you go, things like that. And even if you disconnect or say, I want to cancel my service, they can still collect information on where you are. How about how fast you're going? Shit like that.
Right.
And then that information, not now, but could be in the future, sold to insurance companies, let's say. Let's say the insurance company, you sign up for a policy, and they go, well, let's check with the people that bought information from OnStar. Well, what I'm seeing here is everywhere you go, you average 85 miles an hour. Not gonna
That's
insure
gonna hurt
you.
OnStar a lot.
Well, you know what?
Good.
They
scumbags.
The cat's out of the bag. It just came out the other day that they're collecting this info and they are selling it to other people.
That's fucking
the guy
sickening.
that got fucking lost a divorce because they tracked his.
They
tracked his Easy Pass.
his Easy Pass down.
Is that a true story?
It's an absolute.
It seems like one of those urban legends
that
I've heard over the years.
Absolutely true story.
It's court admissible evidence, man. Yeah.
That motherfucker was going to Brooklyn.
Yep.
After work, fucking get his dick sucked, and they had it on fucking Easy Pass.
Yeah.
No, and they collect your if you're Easy Passing it and the speed limit is 65 and you get somewhere faster, they have the times. So if you go from the GW to somewhere else and it's supposed to take an hour and it only took you fucking 40 minutes, you speed.
They've been working on that.
But they don't do that. I'll tell you. Here's why I think. Because they're afraid if they do it, everyone will get rid of Easy Pass.
Yeah.
I think they're afraid that if they start doing that, everybody will dump Easy Pass.
No, because we won't.
We'll just eat the tickets.
Because we're punks.
We'll just eat the tickets. You're right. We are punks.
We will do what they make us do.
Right.
Listen, I was at the airport. They don't want you asking questions. This is the thing they're trying to get you used to. Coming here one day, I was coming up 8th Ave. They just shut 8th Ave down.
Yeah.
And they had the straight stormtroopers with the M16s and the whole thing. And no one even blinked. It's so like we're Stepford people.
Yeah,
like,
what are you going to do?
Even going, what the fuck's
going on? What are you
going
going to get out and make a problem?
No, but just the idea of like what's going on.
Yeah.
So at the airport, I was flying on 9/11, and all of a sudden I'm putting on my shoes because I get checked all the time because I won't go through the fucking X-ray.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I hear this could be urban legend, but I think I read it. I did read it. Is that the Logan Airport TSA people are getting cancer because they've had X-rays in Logan since 9/11, so they're being exposed to this fucking this X-ray all the time.
Good. Well, they should. You're the people that let those motherfuckers in.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah. What they actually said at one point, you forgot your box cutter.
You dropped it, sir.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I'm there. I'm putting my shoes on, and I just hear, "Go Bravo! Go Bravo!" People running back and forth. And you're like, what in the fuck?
Can I need coffee?
And then evidently that was the code for it was the exact time that one of the planes hit the building, I guess, and that's what it was, code Bravo. They're screaming. So then after everybody's a girl, a black girl's like in remembrance to the people who died in the World Trade Center, we will. So it was nothing but an announcement to honor the people who died, but I'm like,
that's
why couldn't you do
up.
that? But they're screaming.
Why are they screaming?
Wait a minute. So I see this kid, I'm walking. I go, dude, let me ask you a question. And then if you put black bitches in charge or something, it's never easy going.
They love some
Can
power.
I help you, sir?
It's the worst to deal with.
I do and I know black girls don't like this. They don't like not acknowledging your face finger wave.
Oh, so you don't look at their face, but you just wave their finger.
Do you need some help? Nah. So I'm asking the guy, I'm saying, let me ask you a question, man. What was you guys just yelling? Because I didn't understand. I just heard screaming. Oh, we was yelling Code Bravo because that was the code on 9/11, and that happened right then at the moment. Oh, so that's why you were screaming, and yeah. She came over, slinking over to put her little ear to hear what he asked you. Like, it's like they trying to get us into a place where we just don't question. So back to what you think about the Easy Pass, that it's like, they wouldn't do that because we wouldn't. We're fucking pussies. Sheep. We take it in the ass cheeks
all the time,
all day long, and we like it. Yeah. So
I still think if they started giving out tickets and people started getting whacked with tickets for Easy Pass, people would absolutely stop using their Easy Pass.
Well, guess why they wouldn't? Because they're phasing out these dumb toll booth people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why they
now
get the worst.
Now there's going to be no alternative.
They get the worst toll booth people so that when they lose their job, you don't care.
Yeah.
You go, thank God this fucking Haitian guy lost his job. He's a dick.
That's when you buy your fucking, there's no more of the token agents in the subway. And the last ones of those that are left are just sitting there, fucking Jabba the Hutt, sitting in those fucking booths. And no one cares about them. They want everything to be automated.
Mall parking, no more tenders in mall parking. You got to pay for it at the machine, period.
Yeah. Pay for it. And now everything, and I've said this in the past, everything is presented to you as a convenience when it first comes out.
Yeah.
Look how convenient this is. And I don't want to sound like a conspirator here, but things do end up being used against you. The convenience of Easy Pass, right?
Right.
The convenience of any other electric GPS, things like that. And then now I love this one. It's just Progressive commercials are showing the convenience of being able to put a unit that Progressive will supply you with in your car that shows you, the insurance company, what a safe driver you are and brings your rates down. Because now they can monitor your speed and driving habits through this electronic device and be like, hey, look at this. You're driving safe. We'll give you lower rates. They don't mention the fact that if you get into an accident, they will pull every bit of info off of that and go, hey, fuck you. We're not covering you. You fucked up. You fucked up. You were driving like an asshole. Here's the proof, the little device we gave you, to help you.
Of course.
Yeah, but it's not always that way. Because, look at your cell phones. Have they been used to...
Yes.
How?
You just don't know it. What do you think?
No, but I mean, has it impacted you?
Not yet, but there's just now this other thing just came out.
What about the Apple situation? They get all kind of class lawsuits because these fucking... I got woke up today by a noise. I downloaded this app. It's like an Angry Birds app. I'm trying to look for another Angry Birds.
Yeah,
we all are.
Who is it? Goddamn crack.
Right.
And so I wake up too early. It was like 5:30. I had my shit set for 6. It went, and I'm looking. It's the phone saying, "Hey, don't forget to play this game today."
Oh,
shit. No shit.
Your phone's waking you up to play a game.
Say, don't forget to play. But that they're getting this lawsuit because people are being Apple was using these apps to fuck people over to get information. I get emails from motherfuckers. Some of them you can't, like Continental, you can't unsubscribe to their emails. There's no way to stop their emails.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? I want to stop this. But they get it. And I don't remember marking anything down to say, send me an email. Mm-hmm. I'm getting emails from people I don't want to get emails from.
I always mark down no. Like if I ever have a website and it says, do you want updates to this or us to say that, I always fucking uncheck it and go, no.
But I think
and then you get them anyway.
Yeah, because as soon as you check no, I think that's the cue right there to
By
send
the way,
you something.
There's a news story. It was just in the news a couple of days ago. You might be able to find it. The police are using a device to track cell phones even when you're not using them. You just got them in your pocket, and they're using it and saying, and now they're bringing up the constitutionality of some of this stuff. And what their argument is, look, it's almost like you've given up any right. It's public domain, these signals that are going through the air that we can then grab onto, because the constitutional rights and the people that keep tabs on this shit have not updated their shit for technology yet. So it's almost like you're giving up your right to certain privacies just because it's out there. When you carry your phone around, even off, like my phone right now is throwing out a fucking signal.
You'd have to have it totally powered off.
Powered off. Exactly.
Then it wouldn't, right.
Then it wouldn't. But if it's on and in your pocket, they could track where you are. And in some cases, when you're using your phone, they can listen to what you're fucking talking about.
We're eventually going to be eventually, whether we like it or not, we're going to lose individuality.
We have to a certain extent.
But I mean, we're going to for real lose it. And we're going to all be on the same, once we're all uploaded into computers like Kurzweil was talking about.
Borg.
We are literally all going to know each other's thoughts.
Yeah.
We're all going, like, for instance, if somebody texts, everything's on film already. I mean, in 20 years, nothing will happen that isn't filmed. Nothing, everything will be caught by Google Earth. If not 20, then 50 years.
You sound ridiculous.
But you know what I'm saying? It literally,
we're heading that way.
I know, just fucking around like Norton talking like that is
way more
unusual.
than way more than 50 years, by the way.
However long it takes, but it's where
Right
we're all
around the
going
corner.
to be. And it's part, it seems like it sucks, and I'm sure it does, but it is a weird part of advancement. We are all on a planetary level going to be on the same thought process and work as a planetary level and then move further. I'm not saying it's great for individuality, but eventually we're going to lose individuality.
Well, look
it's going to be seen as a primitive quality.
Your girl, Napolitano's a motherfucker, right? What she represents. I know it's not her. She's just the figurehead.
Right.
She's just doing the agenda. But see, when they killed bin Laden, they just killed Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda, they don't talk about Al-Qaeda no more.
No.
They said, look, it's like killing Hitler, you killed the Nazis, right?
Right.
So it's like, done. Moving on to the next thing. And here's where race gets fucked up. Here's where our white people and black people being anti each other is not good, because the new terrorists in America now, they're moving on. It's the crackers in the hills. It's those guys who really are fighting for the Constitution. They're fighting for freedom. They're fighting no taxes. They're fighting for everything that the Constitution stands for.
Yeah.
But the fact that I have been raised as a black guy to believe that those crackers in the hills have targets of my face, and it's really they're trying to kill me, when they start coming down on them really so they can take their guns, take their rights, take their freedom, I go, yeah, go get them. Go get those fucking crackers. But really, those are the motherfucking freedom fighters.
Yeah,
but that's where they're moving to. That's the new agenda. The fucking Timothy McVeigh guys, that's what they're doing. Is those guys are going to be blowing up buildings and this and that. But really, half of those fucking people are living just in a shitty way.
Yeah.
No electricity, no nothing.
Backwoods.
In the backwoods.
Yeah.
Because somebody said something recently that I never thought of. You buy a house, if you pay for it, you still pay taxes.
Yeah.
That's rent.
That's
not your land.
Yeah, go ahead
You're
and don't
paying
pay
the fucking government rent.
You paid off your house. Go ahead, don't pay your taxes. See what happens. You then don't own your house.
You don't own
they
your
will
house.
take your fucking house away.
You're paying
you bought
rent to
and
the
paid
fucking
for
government.
it. You're renting from the government
That's
now.
supposed to be your land.
When you finish paying for your house, it doesn't matter. You now are a renter again. There it is. And you don't pay your rent, they throw you out and take your house.
Let me ask you, and believe me, I don't like the taxes at all. I understand what you're saying. But by renting on the land, don't you get certain benefits by being a part of the state? Like the benefits you get with police protection, fire protection.
In theory.
In property taxes, sure.
You get a school system for your kids.
But you
get protection by the military. You get air protection by the military.
How about that's your federal income tax and things? And then how about the fact that maybe there's another way around it than taking your fucking house that you bought and paid for?
Yeah, I agree.
Not everybody is Ant. Ant gets that.
Yeah, it's just
but
makes
Ant's
no
neighbors
sense. No.
Get ostracized.
Yeah.
Ant is Don Corleone of his street.
Of my fucking street.
Ant's a nigga. He's the nigga of his street.
I've never denied that in my Jew neighborhood.
Trees and fucking parties and pistols.
The Virgin Mary urinating in a statue in the front.
I actually have my next door neighbor. I guess she came out of the house and she was talking to my landscaper guys. I guess she's going to be using my landscapers because my lawn is so lush and green. So then she goes, because she has an accent. I don't know. I think the guy married some Russian broad because she's like, you have a lot of parties over there at your house. I'm like, yeah, like, hey, if you see one over, just come on over. Well, she goes, oh, no, it's okay. I hear them from my window.
Yep.
And
I'm the one who called the cops.
Yeah, and that's all I'm thinking.
Take your clothes off and get in my pool, bitch.
Yeah, that's all I'm thinking.
Take that, yoga.
Hey, we got a computer scientist online. It says this shit goes way further than you think.
Oh, here we go.
I want to see if this guy has anything. Eric in Jersey, what do you got, buddy?
Oh, how much do I have? Let's start with what seems to be your biggest. Let me walk out.
Your wife's making some noise.
Oh, shit.
Okay, let's start with email. You have your own website.
What? Wait, start over. We're still laughing at the dog joke that you obviously didn't hear. What?
Okay, you have PatriceO'Neill.com as a website.
Oh, shit.
You set up a catch-all account, and then when you go to these marketing sites, like you say Xerox at PatriceO'Neill.com, it goes to a dump bucket, which you can then, filter out. I'm not going to get eggy on you, but the point is, if you give your email to say Dr. Ted Scheckler, and then later on you get a Viagra ad that says Dr. Ted Scheckler at PatriceO'Neill.com, not only can you block it, you know who sold you out. So that's email.
Oh.
Okay?
Yeah.
So wait, explain that again, because I know what you're saying is important, but we're not technical enough to understand exactly what you mean.
Hey, look at it this way. You probably, if Patrice O'Neill has a website, he might have one or two accounts.
Can you say Jim Norton next time? I don't like this Patrice O'Neill's website because I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, right? Hey, wait a minute.
Jim Norton has a website.
Yeah, Jim Norton has a website.
Go ahead.
EatABullet.com.
Sure.
You got two email accounts your webmaster set up. Jim at EatABullet and info at EatABullet for like your bookings and shit.
Okay.
Now, you call your web hoster and say, I want a catch-all email account. So if you send an email to Donald Duck at EatABullet, it goes into this one just big garbage bucket of email. Okay?
Okay.
With me so far, right?
Yes.
Now, later on, you find out that you're getting a ton of spam to Donald Duck at EatABullet.com. So you set up a third account for Donald Duck at EatABullet.com and just have it, fail the delivery so you never get it. And worse yet, you can bounce messages back like saying, hey, asshole, stop sending me spam. Anytime someone sends an email to Donald Duck at EatABullet.com.
Well, doesn't that sound like a good thing?
Yeah, it's great.
He's teaching you how to stop spam.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't know what it was. I thought he was
telling you some shenanigans that were going on, and then I'm listening going, wait, that sounds like a convenient thing.
Yeah, we would like that.
Okay.
It's what you want to do. So you go tomorrow, you're going to check into the Hilton. Hi, Mr. Norton, what's your email? Oh, it's Hilton at EatABullet.com. Now, later on, when you start getting aluminum siding ads that are addressed to Hilton.
Okay, all right, okay. So you're saying... Oh, I get it. He's saying you can find out who's fucking
with you.
I don't give my email, by the way.
I don't give
in
my
stores, in fucking hotels, never.
No. And they always go to you, well, we don't know how to ring this up. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm not buying
I don't have email. Get a manager. And believe me, they ring you up.
Yeah,
they never give it to them.
They get mad when you don't give your phone number or
your
an email address.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, you're not getting my number. I never give them that.
I mean, like, we can't ring you up then. I'm like, get the fuck, you can still ring me up.
I never give it to them.
Pressure you.
Never give it to them. Say, I don't have a cell phone.
Right.
Or I don't have email.
Right.
And they have to ring you up.
And then they get mad. I'm like, fuck you.
Get your manager.
And I go, you're going to send me fucking mail.
No, we're not. You're not getting my email.
And I go, I got a tiny little New York City fucking mailbox, and I don't have room. And certainly, it turns out they always send you mail. Fucking liars.
And you know what you do to get them, to give them a little zing is you say, why don't you send it to nonsense email at EatABullet.com? How about that?
Nonsense email.
Or you should put a dirty email, shit cunt fuck at Gmail or whatever.
Right on.
I'm gonna open that one, shit cunt fuck or something like that, and give it. That's my email.
That's it. When you're at Best Buy, you just go, yeah, it's shit cunt fuck.
Yeah.
Say it real loud.
It's mind your beeswax cunt
proudly.
at gmail.com.
But at this point, our credit cards are matching up our emails and all that, right?
I would.
So
yeah.
as soon as you give
and
out,
the phone company has it.
as soon as you give the credit card, they get all that info.
You
anyway.
think that's a coincidence that when you use your credit card to buy something, all of a sudden you get 20 emails about the same type of product you just bought?
It is a coincidence.
Wow, what a coincidence! Ooh,
Yeah, I just bought a refrigerator. I want emails about more refrigerators.
More refrigerators. Well, how many do I need, motherfucker? Jeffrey Dahmer?
Do you know what?
You got plenty.
And who gives a fuck if you figure out who's giving you the spam there, Eric? You can't stop it.
Oh, sure you can, because then you do like Hilton at EatABullet. You set up an account and then just have it fail. So anyone that uses that email, nobody will ever see it. Ever.
How do you have it fail?
You have the server. Your webmaster would know how to do it.
Okay.
But if
Webmaster.
goes to Hilton at EatABullet and you're sick of getting refrigerator ads, say, okay, webmaster, set up an account for Hilton at EatABullet.com, and any email that comes, just discard it. And in fact, you can bounce a message back going, "Hey, asshole, stop sending an email to this."
Eric, someone's asking me if your email is this guy is boring at eatapullet.com.
It never fails, man. All the listeners.
I'm try and be relevant. I'm sorry if it's
Pakistanimation on Twitter. Very good. Give us one more, Eric.
Hey, now we're talking about Google. You were talking about all this stuff, and I really am into some egghead stuff here, and this isn't a joke. If you Google later on TED, TED, Google filter bubbles, you'll get a 9-minute video, and part of it is boring, I'll admit it. But the bottom line is they go through a thing. One guy's a liberal who's always looking up Obama and this and that, and the other guy's a Republican who's only traveling, and they both type in Cairo. The traveler guy is only going to get plane fares in Expedia. The liberal guy is going to get all the stuff on the protest.
Wait, is that why every time I Google airlines, I get transcontinental flights?
Schmidt said it's now impossible to do a Google search that isn't somehow tailored to you if it's on your computer because of all the cookies.
Yeah. So your Google search will be different than my Google search, even if we put in the same fucking word.
Absolutely. If you do TED filter bubbles, because I don't know, it's some egghead consortium, TED, but there's a good 9-minute speech, and
It's an
egghead consortium.
Yes, I love consortiums. I certainly do. Food consortium.
No, it's important.
It's a marvelous place to buy roasts. I one time bought a dozen eggs at the food consortium. There were bubbles all over. Thank you, sir, for commenting. I sell eggs and bubbles. Ted's Food Consortium. The eggs always break when I ship them. Therefore, I use more than one basket.
Yes, you don't want to put them all in one.
You certainly don't, Anthony. No. It's an excellent point.
Ted.
Good old Ted.
Yeah. Ted's an ass.
Anything else, Eric?
Well, last thing.
Oh, boy.
Oh, God. Why?
That was just kind of a...
It was like a goodbye.
I was like a take it easy.
That was as a matter of fact, I do have more.
Not a real...
I was going with the polite goodbye, Eric.
That was a here's your hat. But
I should have just went with thank you, Eric.
And
There's
stay
a cab
out.
stand right out around the corner.
What, Eric?
One more about Ted's Consortium.
Go ahead, Eric. Eric?
Oh, no.
Where you got, Eric?
We chased him off.
Yes, we also sell tickets for consorts. If you want to go see a good consort, you can come to the consortium. Summerfest.
We go to Orange County. Andrew.
Hey, how are you? You know, I was all pissed off, and then Ted came on the line and got me laughing.
Why are you pissed off, Andrew? It's Friday.
Andy.
Friday.
Oh, that's right.
What?
I know, but listen, I'm not happy with Patrice.
Why?
Patrice isn't happy about paying taxes. Why do you think we all pay taxes for police, fire? Have policemen ever been to my house? Have they ever been... No, where do the police guys go? To the black guys?
Shut up.
Oh,
and here's the thing: I'm not upset about taxes. I'm upset about federal tax, not about state tax. State tax.
Why, you don't drop
Local taxes.
I'm going to tell you why, asshole. It's because federal tax is illegal. Federal tax is robbery. You pay state tax, and what happens is it's called amortization, where Rhode Island, you pay state tax in Rhode Island, they take what is not amortization, but the size of the state. Rhode Island takes what you pay to them, and then Rhode Island pays the government to come do shit.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to pay the government money. You're supposed to pay the state, but you know what? You're a guy who goes, do it, and you're the fucking guy that when the shit hits the fan and you're standing around naked, you're looking for help. But I'm telling you now you're getting fucked so that when 5 years comes from now, you're going to go, maybe I should apologize to Patrice, but your whiteness won't let you do that. I'm trying to tell you now that it's fucking illegal. Federal income tax. It's criminal. It's slavery. And you pay it. And you fucking pay it. And I pay it too because I don't want to lose my fucking house.
Exactly.
But it's illegal. You take it in the ass.
Extortion.
Don't be mad at me. I'm just saying you take it in the ass.
Patrice, break down your property tax. I don't see a big part of that going to federal.
Because federal takes it separately.
Because they take it now directly.
Out of my paycheck.
Out of your paycheck. It's illegal.
No, that's what he's saying. Look.
Your property tax the federal government.
Hold on, you dummy. What he's saying is the way it was supposed to work was we pay our state taxes, which include a state tax, your local tax, property tax, things like that. They're supposed to take care of all the business and then kick some money up to the federal government to make sure the big highway that comes through that's federally funded gets paid for. So each state kicks a little more money up to the big boss. It's like fucking, the mobsters. The federal government's the fucking Don, and all the states are the soldiers, and we're the fucking, earners.
The capo regimes.
We don't give the money directly to the fucking boss.
No, he whispers to Paulie,
right?
Who does this while I do that? I can't remember the line.
All I'm saying is there's buffers, a lot of buffers.
And again, I'm not fucking saying I stand up to the government. They'll come.
No, of course.
And I'll be butt naked
You're
in the street.
Powerless to do
but
anything.
I'm saying that's how we're living.
Yeah.
We're living a crime.
Yes.
And it's like, don't argue with me, motherfucker, because I got a big mouth.
Yes.
But I'm saying it's robbery. State tax is fine with me. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
But state tax
It's like you're playing pop like Bruce Springsteen or something.
Oh, you asshole. You asshole.
I heard him gearing up
What
for
a
a chip.
douchebag. All right. Thank you, sir.
I wish you did that on Twitter.
Yeah, right?
I heard him gearing up for a chip.
Could have just fucking
Blockaroo.
I fucking love
it's
chip
absolute.
tweets.
There are things that the government does where you just sit there and go like, yeah, it's wrong. Everyone knows it's wrong. But there's nothing you can do about it, or else you will lose your shit and go to jail. There you go.
We're on our way to time travel. We're going to be okay.
I hope so.
We're on our way to time travel.
How would we stop that if we wanted to?
There's got to be a bloody revolution. There has to be a. There's not going to be a.
On a massive scale.
You don't think
not these dumb Wall Street
they're
guys.
fucking us enough right now?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something. If you think about this $12 raise, the math.
Yeah.
You figure I'm staying home Friday and Saturday. I'm not gonna go in no more. So you figure it's $12. So it's another $4. That's $20 a week. How much is $20 a week on a 5-day scale a year? That $20, man. Like
$2,000 a
I
year.
don't make square money. But I can't imagine that a square person on a fixed income can afford that.
I vividly remember making.
And no one gives a
I
fuck.
vividly remember
They don't
making
care.
shit money working for a living,
Right.
and that was a lot of money. I remember going to the ATM and fucking taking $20 out and being like, oh, looking at my balance, like, oh, I just took 20 out.
I gotta make this last.
I vividly remember that.
Patrice is
So
talking about the
$20 is a
$12
lot of fucking money
to cross
So
over into Manhattan.
Yes.
8 times 5.
It just went up $4 for the cash guys, like we said.
8 times 5 is 40.
40.
So you only had to take $40 a week out for your tolls if you did that. Now you have to take $100 out.
Yeah.
Because there's no $12 thing that the ATM's kicking out. So you got to take you have to take $60 more out of your ATM and hopefully, like, save it
Yeah.
to pay your tolls and save it to pay whatever else. It's an extra $100, really. You're spending $100 because what are you going to do?
But if you have
with
Easy Pass,
$52?
$1.50 a time. So get Easy Pass. Anyone without Easy
I
Pass
don't
should be
believe-
forced to swim.
I don't
But
believe-
even-
I don't believe this.
But even the Easy Pass fee is
It's
ridiculous
disgusting.
at this point.
It's disgusting.
Just to cross into Manhattan in a tunnel,
It's
it's
terrible.
ridiculous, and there's nothing we can do about that. Nothing.
And the money was supposed to go to, just the roads and the bridges. And then they made it where it's like, well, we'll take your toll money. And then we could shove it off to here. Some fucking project for some crony guy that this guy did a favor for 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So it doesn't even, it's not even going to fill in the potholes and painting the fucking lines on
Where
the
does it
street.
end?
So,
though,
so
man.
what would be, not that I'm trying to do one.
Advocate anything.
What you think will happen that makes the people
Yeah.
say, "Oh shit," and everybody at the
There
same
has to
time,
be-
Americans
right.
all come together and go,
The water's
nah,
boiling.
nah.
You know,
It's
let
boiling
me
right
let me
now,
tell you
man.
what. The majority of the
Starting to
people
boil.
in this country can go home. They turn on their fucking TV. It comes on. They get cable. They turn on their water. The water runs. They can
Yeah,
take
for
a shower.
$200 a month, we
No,
get
I-
cable.
I understand.
that
I'm not
goes
talking
with
about it.
Patrice's point.
But
It's getting
it-
ridiculous.
Exactly. But it comes on. We need a point, I think, where the government fucks up so badly that shit starts failing. power companies literally start not being able to pump the power out anymore because the money isn't there to pay the guys that rewind the generators in copper coils, or the copper's too expensive to buy. And it just has to get to the point where the system starts breaking down to where you turn your shit on and all of a sudden go, hey, my shit ain't coming on. Time to grab the guns.
That will be a revolution. But
yes,
the technology,
well, that's what I'm talking about.
But the technology is not just hurting. Like the fact that we can be caught with technology or it's burning us.
I don't just mean technology. I was using that, but I mean everything.
I'm saying but it's burning people who are higher up. It's burning people who are fucking higher up the ladder. Wiener is a fucking congressman, and he lost a gig because of fucking technology. It's not just burning the lower class people. Everybody is dealing with it the same way. Everybody's paying the same price for it.
The second it affects everybody.
Anarchy is different than revolution.
Yeah.
That would be anarchy, which would make the army come in and just shoot everybody.
Well, that's also revolution. You need the support of the army. So, and anarchy, I don't know. Anarchy
just
takes a lot.
In the streets
I think it's too much shit. Yeah, that's crazy.
Mad is crazy.
You would need some other person that wouldn't be electable, yet would make a good leader that the people and army would be behind. That's the only way a revolution ever fucking works. And then, you know, when the government that was in place, goes to call on the army to quell the revolution, the army says, fuck you, turns their tanks around, starts shooting at them, and before you know it, you got a complete new government. Now, for that to happen in this country, you got to go home in the freezing cold, no water, no TV, no food, no nothing. And then maybe people in this country, these lazy fucking sheep, might actually get up off their ass and go, maybe we should do something. I think we're being fucked.
It's happening down on Wall Street, Ann. Don't forget.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that fucking Wall Street thing.
I know that's a big one for you.
Oh, boy.
They're taking over Wall Street.
Bunch of little faggots. Shut up.
So it's begun. They're taking over Wall Street on weekends when no one's down there.
But they are in a way, though.
At night when it's closed.
Even though they are just a bunch of little jizz bags, they are in a way fighting people who are stealing or saying something about people who are fucking stealing from all of us.
First of all, they don't even know.
Can you explain what this is about for the people that don't know?
No, because they don't even know.
They don't know?
They're doing this thing where a bunch of stink bags go to Wall Street every night and hang out with all of their fucking camera phones out, waiting for the NYPD to hit them. That's their top priority, by the way. Fuck Wall Street. They don't even know how Wall Street works. This fucking walk on Wall Street, Occupy Wall Street, whatever hashtag
Occupy
they want
Wall
to use.
Street, I think it is. Yeah.
They don't even know what they're doing down there. They have no idea. They saw what happened in Egypt and Syria and all these Middle Eastern countries with change in the government, and they're like, yeah, we could do it too. Where's the blood on your hands? Where's your fucking, where's your buddy Brad's brain splattered all over the side of your fucking head as you pick up a rock and throw it at a tank? You're a bunch of pussies. It's the American way of doing it, which is get your phones out, hope some poor NYPD sap gets pissed enough to smack you so you can end his career and fucking make a YouTube video. They're a bunch of faggots. They're not real. They're phony wannabe protesters. Get some blood on your hands and you might get a little respect from me. You're a bunch of pussies.
We're all going to be part of the same mentality, whether we like it or not. That's where this is going. It's where it's
defeated, though, man.
No, it's not.
Sounds like
it's not.
It is defeated.
It's not because
I'm too smart for people to be like me.
It's not, though. Literally, individuality and this whole thing about we have to fight them. It really is. We're coming out of being apes. It's the way we think.
Yeah.
We don't do anything. Can you picture fucking people that we think or beings that travel to this planet if they exist? Do you really think they're fucking fighting over property taxes on what planet they're on?
Wouldn't that be hysterical?
You go so far beyond
interstellar
that.
travel and they're pissed. I think they probably are.
You think they are?
I think wherever
there's an interstellar travel tax? You motherfucker! I can't go.
I guarantee there is.
Because we are made up of the same shit
in the
that
universe.
everybody's made up of. And just because you got a big head and black eyes and skinny weird arms, them motherfuckers is arguing
deal with the same shit
over cable.
Can you because when you look from the days people bashed each other over the head and literally just fucking hid from a lion. If you would have told them, you'll be quietly texting people and communicating silently, that would have seemed like that will never fucking happen.
Cave your head in with a rock.
Exactly, and then eat your phone. They don't know what it is.
Well, but I think there's a human nature that will stop what you think
Human nature can be overcome. It's all chemicals.
It's like Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
it's
chemicals.
like Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park. He's like, the
chaos theory.
This is amazing, but something's
gonna fuck up here.
It's not gonna happen. It's just nature is gonna do some shit.
Well,
it's going to do something. To stop
Nature can absolutely be controlled. It can absolutely be fucking manipulated and have you. Once you're beyond a certain point, then nature is fairly powerless over you. Once you,
it always
I absolutely
finds
think
it.
so.
It's like squeezing fucking clay in your hand. It's going to come out your fingers.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't.
It's all chemical reactions. It's all chemical.
No, but it changes. The chemistry changes. It's all chemistry. But maybe these two chemicals ain't mixed yet, and you don't know what's going to happen. When you fuck with nature and beings and even humanity or the animal world, plants, whatever the fuck you fuck with, something happens, adapts, evolves, and changes to shove it back in your fucking face or to work. One or the other, but it's going to change.
And that big lighter that we have in the sky that everybody's always trying to fucking control, it's the basis of our life.
Yeah.
And I just look at some people don't believe in God. The fact that the sun exists and we exist, that's God to me. And it's very godlike. It's very where you go, hey man, look, Irene could have destroyed whatever, or Katrina did. We can't control. Nature will do something to make us stop thinking that we're
all fucking mighty.
Nature will always be able to kill people, but even the sun eventually expanding, we're going to be able to leave this planet and just colonize other places.
You think?
Even absolutely.
You're just saying that based on what? How you feel?
No, on the fact that that's what Kaku says and a lot of theoretical
That's where
physicists
technology's
say.
going.
And there's already look what we've
with
come in
Jimmy on
200
that.
years.
Give me the principles on how we're going to travel.
Okay. From what I know, I'm not a scientist, obviously. We eventually
theories.
We eventually learn what wormholes are and how to travel through interstellar space and how to colonize things in space. And look at how far we've come in 200 years of industrial technology, or 250 years. Multiply that by 500 more years or 1,000 more years.
But what are
where we're going to be
done,
technologically?
We've sent something in space that just goes.
We know subatomic particles exist. We fucking from bashing each other over the head. We are now fucking fighting cancer. We understand all these things that we didn't understand a couple hundred years ago.
I'm waiting for the shit from The Fly.
A couple hundred years ago.
That's what we
no
need,
shit.
to zip us over somewhere.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Absolutely will happen.
It'll absolutely happen.
Absolutely.
We can't wrap our brains around it right now, but it's going to happen.
Of course we will.
Of course we will.
It's just
I'm
a
with
matter
Jimmy
of
on that.
fucking passing the speed of light. All
I
that
can see
stuff.
us colonizing Mars, somewhere
I think
close.
We'll be just like the dinosaurs. I think dinosaurs
there you
fucking
go.
watch television.
And they lived a lot longer than we did.
Stephen Hawking theorized black holes. He knew what they were. They said he was crazy. He's a fucking idiot. And now they find evidence of black holes. It's like they can kind of see this stuff a little bit down the road. This is 200 years in. We're fucking 250, 300 years into technology.
So another 200 years is what you think?
It multiplies faster and faster and faster and faster.
I don't think we're going to have jets in cars. To be
No,
honest.
I don't either.
I don't think we're going to have jets in
People aren't
cars.
responsible enough.
Look at computers. They say now that on your phone, basically we have computers that we carry that are more powerful than what NASA used to send the fucking astronauts to the moon.
True that.
That's 30 years.
More than a toaster.
That's 30 fucking years.
So what do you think we're going to do? Other than, technology, I think has really what technology has given us is basically communication.
Right.
It's not, now, I don't think it's really upped our ability space-wise. I don't think the shuttle is any more amazing than the fucking Apollo 18.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we've really developed off this planet. I think we developed on it. I think we've learned how to genetically modify shit and experiment on rats and do certain things and go, and medicines and everything else. But I don't think that we are going to do anything that's going to break.
We have a hard time leaving the planet.
We've only been to the moon, supposedly.
A couple of times,
once.
You're not a supposed guy, are you?
More than once. You've been there like 10 times.
I never was until I started thinking, why haven't we been there again?
We went there 6 times.
It seems like it would be easier.
Here's how you travel. I'll answer your question.
Would be easier now.
You talk about these printers they have that can now print genetic material. So eventually, once we learn how to navigate wormholes and all that stuff, and now they're saying they can send neutrinos fucking faster than the speed of light, you start sending once they break down your DNA, and a computer can actually take you apart and put you together DNA-wise and print you out on a fucking printer, and once your entire mentality, like Kurzweil talks about, is on a computer, which is going to happen because it's all just chemical shit.
And they print your soul too.
The soul is a religious theory.
No. They print out what makes you
right. It's all chemicals. It's all particles. It's all subatomic particles. All of it. And the personality, things we define as personalities, are all chemically explainable somehow. We can't explain it yet, but once they figure that out, 500 years from now, you'll be uploaded on a computer. And I believe Kurzweil
That's
when he said
very unspiritual of you.
Of course it is, but it's the truth.
Imagine that
I don't know if it's
print
the
out
truth.
who you are.
It is weird.
Sure they can.
I can't figure. I understand the whole chemistry behind humanity. Believe me, but there is that fucking spark that makes you.
But what is that spark?
I don't know. That's just it. It might just be like you say, a bunch
Just
of fucking
DNA,
little glands going squish.
Of course it is.
Squish. Do a
Squish,
little
squish,
more.
squish,
We put a little
squish.
more of this. It's like a cake, you know. You give everyone the same ingredients. They put a little more in this one. It's going to taste a little different.
They'll figure that out eventually.
but-
Exactly.
I
I
totally
don't know.
believe that.
I there's got to be something that is completely inexplicable at this point that makes you
Sure.
you and me me.
Absolutely. There's
Oh, yeah.
subatomic things that go on that we can't explain, but I hate to break, but it literally,
But you think everything
everything
that
can
could be
duplicated.
reproduced
Of course.
would spit out an exact Jimmy
An
Norton.
exact Jimmy Norton. Emotions can be replicated. Emotions can be created. Look, a big boom happens. Every single living creature goes, "Ah!" We all look. We're not that different. We're all from the same. It's the same chemical thing that happens to fucking everybody.
Not Clooney in an action movie.
Well, that's different,
That shit
though.
blows up.
He
That
goes
shit blows up
beyond.
behind him, and he still just keeps walking toward the car.
Can I ask
Beautiful.
Anthony something? There's a couple things in there. Why aren't we on the moon just hanging out at this point?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Because that's the thing.
But why aren't we?
Where I did the quote unquote thing. I'm not a big.
You don't
the
think we
moon
landed on the
landing
moon?
was fake, but it's strange.
I know.
that we're not hanging out
I
on
would,
the moon.
I would guarantee we went there, but we went. The space program went in a whole nother direction. The funding stopped.
Right.
We were going for a more low orbital launching platform for Mars missions. That's what the whole space station's up there for. Changed our whole mission. So the moon, we've been there, looked at some rocks. They're still studying shit that we brought back.
There's nothing to get from the
What
moon.
is with Mars?
People are fascinated with
It's the
it.
near planet.
I'm thinking we can make what I like to call a shake and bake planet out
It's
of
just
it.
because it's the next step.
We've never been
You
to
know, the
another
company,
planet.
we
Yeah.
manufacture those.
But why don't we have a moon
Aliens.
station in?
What?
It just
we
isn't
don't
profitable?
need one. Why would we need a moon station?
All right, it would
But
be
they're
just
thinking
cool.
about. They are thinking about it as a launching base for a Mars mission.
Right.
But there's no reason to have people living on the moon. We have a space station.
But that would just be so cool.
Yeah, but they don't do things
And we
because
can-
it's cool.
and we can monetize that
They
shit.
don't do stuff
It
because
seems
it's cool.
like
If you
that-
could go to the moon and hang out for, a
well,
a weekend,
what, as tourism?
It seems
But
like
I'm just
that,
saying, why not?
It
Get
seems
your ass to
like
Mars.
that aluminum foil thing
Yeah.
would have had trouble getting off the moon. It
Yeah.
seems like we could have took the shuttle and just
went to the moon.
and just went there.
Yeah, the
and
shuttle
landed
wasn't made for that shit.
And the shuttle, and that's been our only elevation is the shuttle.
All the
since
shuttle is made for
1970
is to
something.
make is a truck to take shit up to the space station, deliver it, and come back. That is it, to make that fucking space station. And that was the whole mission. And now that the space station's built, now they want to take materials up. They want to start building a platform to launch stuff to Mars. And then when you get enough equipment
For
on
what?
Mars, put people there on Mars.
So their eyes can get big when there's no air.
Three titted fucking chicks and hot little midgets.
For what?
For what? Because deep down, we know that sun is not going to be there forever, so we're just trying to figure it out.
Well, it'll be there.
Just life in general is trying to figure it out.
It
So
will be
deep
there
down,
forever.
I think if you look at some type of
not,
Oh, well, as far as we're concerned.
Oh,
if
yeah.
there's a way, and they did touch on this in movies, you know, like Total Recall and Aliens.
Sunshine.
The making a planet inhabitable from something that is just uninhabitable.
They said they found a big Earth too. They call it like
Super Earth or
Super
whatever.
Earth or somewhere.
Super Earth.
And they're
yeah,
paying-
but they need
cable.
something close. See, we need something close at this point. If there's a way to go to Mars and set up a base on Mars that can be colonized and turn the carbon dioxide atmosphere into an oxygen atmosphere using, plants breathing carbon dioxide.
So
you put some plants there and they spit out oxygen. So, you start slowly in a dome.
Let's just go dome.
That'll take
a long fucking time.
Not Discovery Channel things about how plants became over zillions and billions of years.
A long fucking time.
But if we can make them and do what they took millions of years to do through evolution, if we figure out how to do that on a computer, you can do it very quickly.
Dude, I think once we start, we
can grow hands now. We can grow skin. How long did it take you to grow your adult hand? Now, the way they can do it on a fucking printer, they can do it almost immediately.
Wish the boss was here. Nice hand joke.
5 minutes. How long did it take you to grow that reptilian thing?
I just think the closer we think we get to God, the closer we get to death. Because it's just like, I think that we are, because we think we're the shit, because we think. Because we have an idea of what's good and bad or what's right and wrong. But it's like, like you go into the animal thing, lions ain't thinking about that. They living with us, and lions are just going, hey, I'm going to kill this motherfucker. It's like when I watch, those specials and I see a lion kill a baby something, and you go, that piece of shit lion, I want to just shoot him. He's not. There's no consequence.
He's not thinking that shit.
We think we're something, humans, because we think we think.
You don't think that big water buffalo looking at the baby one getting all ripped apart, he just gave birth to it, is sitting there going, oh, man.
It's sadness.
It looks all sad. Doesn't it look sad? It's like, oh, man.
It's motherly, but the lion is not killing it based on something personal or sport or anything. We have emotions that make us think that we're elevated some sort of way. But I think that we are just like dinosaurs. At some point, something's going to happen, and then Thundar the Barbarian motherfuckers are going to be riding around, and then fucking we're going to be the time-traveling people that live under the ground, and then it's going to be another 4 billion years, it'll be nothing here, then another 5 billion, it'll be something here, then the sun goes out. But it'll be something here that can live
when the sun is not there.
Out.
Right.
We are living at God's time. If you don't believe in God, I'm saying God, but I mean nature, man. We're here.
Whatever your definition of God is.
I like the idea of what you said with the sun, and you know what? You can't even look at the sun.
You can't.
With the naked eye. If that isn't a fucking spiritual thing, it gives you life. It gives everything on this planet life. But don't look at it. You can't even look at it.
Put on sunglasses. Look right at the fucking thing. Fuck it. Fuck that big ball of dumb gas. Fuck it. It's ass. It's gonna eat the earth in 4 billion years or whatever, and then we're gone.
I love Jimmy's take.
The sun's a big hunk of shit, and it's an average star. The sun is the 5-inch dicks of stars.
You think there's shit living on these planets?
God.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because it may not.
Just something that we don't give a fuck about.
It's the principles of life. It's just, there's another life.
We got Dr. Kaku on the line.
Dr. Kaku is on the line.
Sorry to make you wait there, sir. You're a very busy guy today with this info that came out overnight, huh?
Yeah, very busy. I was just on Good Morning America this morning.
Yeah.
And,
you braggart.
Hey,
that's good. About satellites falling from the sky.
Yes.
Even Einstein's theory might be wrong.
Oh, we forgot about the satellite. Where is that going to fall about?
Well,
what area of the world?
The is that it's going to fall between 4 o'clock and 6 o'clock, probably in the Pacific or probably near Chile. But
it's cold, right?
I hope they don't take out the Eddie Vedder guy.
No.
Hi, Dr. Hi, Dr. Kaku. It's Jim Norton.
Right, hi.
And I wanted to say, did you? I had long ago theorized, and I remember saying that the neutrinos would probably travel faster than the speed of light. Are you surprised to hear that? Do you think there's a flaw in their math?
Well, I think there's a flaw in their experiment. However, they say that they've checked it over and over again that neutrinos fired from Switzerland to Italy, 450 miles away, arrived 60 billionths of a second faster than expected.
Well, maybe it was just windy or something.
No, I don't think so.
No?
This result has to be looked at very carefully because Einstein's theory is the bedrock, the foundation of all of modern science. This phone call, GPS, atomic bombs, lasers, black holes, expanding universes, all of it depends on Einstein's theory. So if Einstein is wrong, oh my God.
But isn't it possible that he got that maybe he just scratched the surface and maybe there's 300 more layers that he missed just because there's no way we could know it without computer help?
Well, we think there is a layer below Einstein's theory. However, that layer is very exotic. That layer opens up only at the instant of the Big Bang and the center of a black hole. However, in Italy, we don't expect to see violations of Einstein's theory with the neutrino beam, and that's why a lot of physicists are having a heart attack right now, contemplating the fact that every single physics textbook, every single experiment has to be revised if this experiment holds up.
Wow.
Well, maybe, because I used to joke about, like, I bowl like a bunch of neutrinos. You know, everybody would laugh.
I don't think they would. I don't think they'd laugh. Now, why would this? How would this change anything? To tell you the truth, life still goes on. We still
sure.
We still wake up in the morning. I mean,
thank you.
And what's a split second, really?
I'm still finished in 30 seconds.
Look at the internet. Look at communication satellites. All of it depends on electronics, which in turn depends on relativity theory.
Sure.
So if relativity is totally wrong, this phone conversation is going to go poof.
Wait.
Einstein was a hack, from what I understand.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, but wouldn't that?
His hair was all puffy.
Just the fact that our GPS does work and all this does in fact work, doesn't that say that nothing will change because it would have changed?
That's why I suspect that they made a mistake.
Ah, see?
Yeah, years ago, in the 1960s, there was even more sensational news that the speed of light rose in daytime and fell at nighttime, according to one physics experiment. So people said that's a hard thing to believe, that the speed of light could rise and fall with the day. Then it turns out that the experimental apparatus was outdoors and was sensitive to temperature of outdoors, and that's why they were getting the speed of light varying between morning and night.
Oh, of course. Yes.
Dr. Kaku, this is Jim Norton. Mm-hmm. Doesn't it strike you as odd, though, that as much as we learned that Einstein would have pegged the main theory this kind of soon after industrial technology began, doesn't it seem kind of odd that he would have gotten it right this early in the game for us as a species who's possibly going to travel in space someday or live in space?
That's true. It would seem like the odds would be...
Looking at it historically, we realize that Einstein was ahead of his time. His special theory of relativity beat out his competitors, but the general theory, I think, was maybe 50 years ahead of its time. Even today, we're shocked at how advanced it is, given the fact that it was proposed in 1915.
Probably because he was...
Is Isaac Newton and what's the other dude? Isaac Newton in...
Bill Tetley?
Bill Tetley and Copernicus. Are they hacks in your profession at this point? Are they antiquated, or is Isaac Newton still a pretty cool dude?
If you're an Apple salesman.
Inside the solar system at low velocities, we still use Newton's laws of motion to shoot space satellites to Saturn and Jupiter. We don't use Einstein's theory until we go near the speed of light. However, lasers, GPS, the internet, all of that use things near the speed of light. And then Einstein's theory, not Newton's theory, is used in high-tech work. So all the high-tech wizardry that we see around us with iPods and iPads and internet and microwave towers, all of that comes from Einstein.
So here's a question, Dr. Kaku. Jim was saying something earlier that I disagree with. That they can recreate you. Like, do you think one day they'll be able to recreate who you are? I know you don't have a soul, but it's like, or not that you don't have a soul, but you don't believe in God, whatever. But they can actually create you, and you actually go, oh shit, I'm still here as me, as opposed to a clone that looks like you DNA-wise, but doesn't have your same essence or whatever you would call it.
Well, this is actually a subject of debate among physicists, because teleportation, we've actually attained it at the atomic level. And one day, if we teleport Captain Kirk, then who is this imposter over there who claims to be Captain Kirk, who sells Priceline, and has all the personality quirks of Captain Kirk?
Well, is it possible, this is Jim Norton again, is it possible that if you learn, now Ray Kurzweil talks about, and I'm not saying he's the be-all, end-all, but loading ourselves eventually onto computers, and your personality and who you are will be on a computer. Is it possible that if that's how simple it is, and if everything is just a chemical reaction that is eventually figured out by computers, and there is no difference between the uploaded version of me, essence-wise, and the me that's talking to you right now, that you could technically live in two places at one time, just like, say, a 60 billionth of a second apart?
Yeah, and if we have quantum teleportation and we're able to create a copy of you atom for atom, then in principle there might be more than one copy of you, and it's within the laws of physics. I'm not saying that it's possible.
So if they clone you, they would it's theoretically there could be a clone of Dr. Kaku who is also a physicist.
Yeah, you can't rule it out. There's no law of physics preventing that. Put it that way.
But who also thinks like you too?
100 years from attaining that kind of capability.
100 years.
But what about an exact parallel thinking between the two? Because it's such an accurate representation of the other that whatever chemical reaction makes thought and your thought process and your own soul, can there be exact duplicate thinking and reasoning?
Well, that's beyond our capability, and I think maybe for 100 years that's going to be beyond our capability.
100 years, that's nothing. A little more than that.
I have a tape recorder, and the tape recorder sounds like you. The tape recorder has all the mannerisms of you. It does not mean it is you.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's going to take, many, many decades before we can get a tape recorder to mimic your personality, to be spontaneous, to
Be hilarious. Right.
But
not
again, you're
have
talking
your
100 years ago, 100 years from now, maybe. You're not saying it's an impossibility. You're saying we're probably 100 years out from that type of thing with technology.
Advancing.
It's advancing as quickly and as it is.
So once
no law of physics preventing it.
once that's accomplished, then that is immortality.
Yes.
Well, yeah, but who wants to live inside a tape recorder? Who wants to live inside?
No.
You won't be in a tape
The
recorder.
cloning, the actual making of another you.
Yeah, it's conceivable. You can't rule it out.
So that will be now. You will now be
Immortal.
Immortal.
But
your
would you
body is
have
replaceable.
would you have all the memories that you had in your first body into that second body so you can continue being
Why not? Just
Yes.
program it into
it's
your
all
new
chemical
body.
stuff. We just don't know
Right.
how it works yet. But once we figure out chemically what is a memory, what is that visual image that becomes a memory in your mind, how does your mind relate something and remember it and
Sure.
see it?
that could be
Be fucking
recreated.
easy. It's like dittos.
This is the thing. The Big Bang Theory. Oh, I'm sorry, Dr.
What's that,
Kaku.
Dr. Kaku?
If you could replace every neuron in your brain with a transistor and have a duplicate brain made out of transistors with exactly the same architecture as your own brain, then you would, in principle, have the same responses. That is, same personality.
Right.
You would have the same wishes, goals, instincts.
This is
Neuron for neuron. It fires the same.
This is Jim Norton again. How are you?
Hi.
Just curiosity. This is an odd thing. Now, you think that our universe may have started coming out of the ass end of a black hole. Is that correct? Is that a possibility?
There is a possibility that maybe we are a white hole.
Oh, we
that
should
came
tell him
out of
about
a
the
black
video I
hole.
saw.
Doesn't it sound odd, though, that we just... Doesn't the whole thing we come from, like, this little atom seem a little... Is it possible that we kind of were a condensed planet or something from another universe? And you know how it gets down to singularity and it kind of kicked us out the ass end of a black hole, but we're just a much smaller version of something that was, say, a foot long.
But like the super.
You know what? Things that aren't explained. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Doctor.
We could be a white hole instead of absorbing.
A white hole, which basically just shows up on time as opposed to a black hole.
But can I ask this? Can I ask this? We fucking
Oh, guys.
we know
Yeah.
that the heart beats and what the heart does and what
Right.
but we
That's
don't
right.
know how we don't know what the motor is. There's no real beginning to the heart, or even this Big Bang Theory. To me, it's like there was a before the Big Bang Theory. There was a something before the Big Bang. Like the idea of nothingness doesn't register with me.
We
Like,
we can't wrap our minds around
How to start with
nothing.
nothingness.
But then nothingness is something.
Right.
What's that, Dr. Kaku?
You think what happened before the Big Bang was that there was a multiverse. If our universe is a soap bubble that's expanding, that there could be other soap bubbles out there in a multiverse which looks like a bubble bath. And these bubbles fission, creating
like
baby
bubble
bubbles, which then expand, giving you the Big Bang Theory.
And the
Countdown, take me away or something.
Exactly,
Big
Chip.
Bangs could be happening all the time.
But what's in between? What's in between these?
Space.
What's that?
Beyond the bubble
Hyperspace?
is a higher dimension.
So it's basically space that is...
Big Bang
Oh.
expanding, but then
talk.
people ask, what is the Big Bang expanding into? If the bubble is three-dimensional, then what it's expanding into is 4, 5, 6 dimensions.
Oh,
We think
shit.
up to 11 dimensions. So we think that in 11 dimensions, that is a true arena of the multiverse.
Wow.
And do you guarantee that the idea of aliens, that they're always smarter than us, could we possibly be the highest developed creature in the universe?
I find it very unlikely, given the fact that the Kepler satellite has now surveyed the galaxy. 1 out of every 200 stars apparently has an Earth-like planet going around it. And so I think that we can now calculate how many planets there are in the galaxy that are Earth-like. It's in the billions.
And that's only our galaxy.
But I'm saying, do you think we could be the smartest creature in the whole universe?
He's saying no.
That's almost impossible.
Very unlikely. In which case, other civilizations could be thousands, millions of years ahead of us, because the universe is 13.7 billion years old. So what's a million years out of 13.7 billion years?
Now, okay, that's the question. 13.7 billion years. What was the year before that? Do you understand? Like, that's what confuses me, that my mind can't get my head around, is the nothingness before the existence of the universe.
Right.
What's that? What do you think it was?
Our universe is probably connected by an umbilical cord to a parent universe. There was another universe that existed before our universe.
Jesus, that's a lot of time.
So 13.7.
Bubbles can peel off baby soap bubbles.
Now, you're saying 13.7, and they say that's a kind of a give or take, like a 40-year ratio?
I go with the soap bubble.
I'm going
Also
soap
minus
bubble.
1%. We know the age of the universe to within 1% accuracy.
So you should celebrate its birthday or something, get a big hat.
Oh, Chip.
Dr. Kaku, is it possible that we're already connected to a higher life form?
Where? I mean, where would this higher
Exactly.
level?
Where?
I don't
What do
know
you
how the
mean?
connection would be, but from somewhere else where they're way more advanced than us and we're already connected to them in some way, but we
Connected in
just
what
don't
way?
know that. I don't know.
Like-
I'm not a physicist. I tell fucking dick jokes.
They gave us the ingredients to soap and then left.
Yes.
Dr. Kaku.
Somehow there's already a connection. We just don't. We're not smart enough on our level to even understand that yet.
Well, some physicists have said that maybe the aliens are already here, perhaps on the moon, just like in the movie 2001. They would send robots to explore the moons of the universe, because moons are quite stable, and they would essentially have listening posts. And so maybe on our moon there is evidence of a previous visitation, but we are about 100 years away from having the technology.
Everything's 100 years away.
It's like when a contract
easy
says
thing to
2
say.
weeks.
Is it
Right.
possible, Dr. Kaku? Hi, this is Paul Hargis. Is it possible that when you get like a really young universe, that like an older universe could go inside of it?
Well, yeah, in the sense that if our universe collapses into a big crunch, then maybe it'll disappear into another universe. However, the latest experimental data indicates that we're going to have a big freeze rather than a
Oh.
big
A
crunch.
Patrice?
No, big freeze.
Oh,
Wow.
put your mittens on.
That's crazy.
Hey, can we ask you about the 3D printers? We just learned about them a little bit
right.
in the last week or so. Where's this technology going?
Well, ultimately, maybe within 100 years.
Another 100 years? You can't say 100 years for everything.
It's gotta be about
I
100
think
years.
he's saying 100 years because he's going to be dead,
Right,
and
and-
he don't give a shit. So 100 is the same as a million. It don't give a
That
shit.
sounds
Yeah,
like
sounds good.
something. Yeah, they just
say 100 years.
The goal of the 3D printer is to get a replicator, just like in
Yes.
Star Trek.
Right.
That's the goal. In fact, I had my face replicated in 3D by such a device for the Science Channel.
Sounds frightening.
Yeah, did you see it and go, hi, I'm me? Oh, hi. Oh.
Yeah, that's scary.
It took about 20 minutes to create a carbon copy of my face in 3 dimensions, made out of plastic, using a 3D printer. They scanned my face with a laser beam, and then using plastic, created a
more
3D image of my face.
George Lucas did that shit.
Wow.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Industrial
And in
Light
the
Magic.
future, instead of using plastic, we'll use flesh.
About
Right,
100
can they-
years.
We can already put cells inside a laser printer, a dot matrix printer, and shoot out cells instead of ink,
So-
and create heart tissue this way.
That's
using a
crazy.
printer.
Is there
How
any-
long
is
do
there
you
any-
thi- how long do you think it'll take to get that technology where we can actually maybe use it?
Well,
say
the
100.
technology exists already by which we can create heart tissue. That's already been done at Wake Forest University in North Carolina.
So how long until we really
hell of a school to go.
about 100 years?
Now,
Real replicators like Star Trek.
do you
Yeah.
think, Dr. Kaku, it's possible? I've often
try that.
theorized this, that
He did?
If once we learn how to bend space-time and things of that nature and go through wormholes, is it possible once you could upload somebody on a computer, you could just zap them there and print them out? I think I asked you that, but it's not physically impossible that you could just, a computer could see exactly.
In 100 years, motherfucker, he said that.
But then we could just zap a person, like just go.
Who's talking, by the way?
Jim Norton, Dr. Kaku.
Physics preventing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have yet to see a law of physics that prevents that capability.
Yeah. Yeah, see, you're a physics guy, so unless there's a law of physics that says something can't be done, you will assume that in time
it can be done.
It can be done.
Yes.
And that time would be probably about 100
And
years.
time travel is definitely not possible, right?
Yes.
No, there's a theory of time travel that's being looked at very seriously.
To go in the past or go into the future? I can't imagine you can go in the past. That has to be impossible.
There are hundreds of solutions of Einstein's equations which take you to the past. And if you have something called negative energy, then you could actually hold the gateway open.
So basically, Patrice is a time-traveling vessel. Because he said if you have negative energy.
Oh, you fucking douche.
That was a good one.
Now, here's my last question. Absolutely my last question.
Yeah, we got to get going.
If say you're the Tupac of physics, who's the Biggie of physics? Who's either your counterpart that you respect a lot, or your counterpart that you go, this guy is just ridiculous?
Bill Tetley.
Or like, who's the big kahuna out there?
Yeah,
in your estimation, or if you're the big kahuna, say you. But who's the guy? That I should Google to that either
the guy you look up to, like a Dr. Chipperson or
in string theory, which is what I do for a living. One of the great engines of string theory that generates a lot of ideas is a guy named Ed Witten at the Institute for Advanced Study at Princeton, where Einstein worked. So he's a guy that likes to keep a low profile, but he's basically one of the big engines that drives the whole theory forward.
Is string theory looking like it's real, or is it? Some people say it's a bunch of bunk. Pardon my French.
No, we're in the process of testing the periphery of it with a Large Hadron Collider. Next year, it'll be zapped up to full power, and we'll be able to hopefully create sparticles. Sparticles are higher vibrations of the string. So the people who say that you cannot test string theory simply don't know anything about string theory.
If you see a string, like let's just say there's string theory, is it possible to cut one of those strings in half?
Yeah, we think that ordinary atoms are made out of vibrating strings. Every time you split an atom, you're splitting a string.
So isn't a vibrating string made up of something smaller? If you can cut it in half, isn't there something that makes up a vibrating string which is smaller?
Yeah, but every time you cut a string, you get another string. So the unit of strings is the smallest you can get.
So if you cut Jim Norton in half, will both of those halves live? Like a mollusk?
Barely.
Like a jellyfish.
Like some kind of jellyfish.
Yeah. A slug.
All right. Hey, Dr. Kaku, what are we promoting today, sir?
The universe.
Well, I've just been off my book tour. Physics of the Future hit number 6 on the New York Times bestseller list.
Oh, congratulations. Happy ending to number 4.
A lot of people are curious about the future, and I've interviewed over 300 of the world's top scientists for that book.
Yeah.
So a lot of people want to know what's in the laboratory, what's being done that'll change their lives.
Who's your favorite comedian?
Favorite comedian?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I have one.
Yeah.
Of course not.
Michael Richards.
The only laughing he does is when it's an uncomfortable moment. He kind of just goes.
You don't watch comedians there, Dr. Kaku?
We have a few on the show.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe the people on Uppy and Anthony.
Yes. Have you heard of
Uppy?
I love him.
Have you heard of Jim Norton?
Jim Norton?
Well, I have now.
There you go.
All right.
Hey, that's nice.
Well, next time,
maybe
you
next
see
time
him.
he'll recognize you.
You've met a few times.
Do you laugh at Stephen Hawking? When y'all meet up, you just go, look at you, stupid.
I can't hear. What was the question? I missed
It was a Stephen Hawking thing.
You just want to smack his dumb straw out of his mouth?
Yeah, you feel sorry for him?
He's lost control over everything except his blinking muscles and his,
it's important.
Facial muscles. Eventually, I think we may actually hook up an electrode to his brain directly and hook his brain to a computer. This has been suggested seriously.
It's just an experiment.
Oh, he's done. He's like done in terms of.
No, he's still blinking his shit out.
Yeah,
But I'm saying he's still.
He still
he's
blinks
still
his shit out.
thinking. He's still thinking as smart as he ever thought. His body just went kablooey.
His brain is very active, except that he has lost control over his muscles.
Yeah, he can't pop lock.
With stroke victims, we've already done that. We've always hooked up the brain of a stroke victim directly to a laptop. They can now surf the web.
It's great. Half the laptop works.
They can do emails, write emails, answer emails. They can do anything you can do on a computer, and they're totally paralyzed.
You can send an email to like Ethel@roar.com.
Yes. I think you could.
That's fucked up what he just said.
I think Stephen Hawking's brain is perfectly normal. His brain is just as
But he
active
has
as
no
ours.
more theories anymore. Like he can't, because you can't.
How do you
get him
blink out a
There's
theory?
Sure he can.
He's blinking shit
No, he
still.
has theories, but there's no more that's going to be.
What if he's trying to blink out a number like 3,218,000, but he has to start over?
It's going to take a while.
No, it's a tremendous problem that he has. He can't use his hands to use a pencil to catch.
Jimmy can't either when he acts. It's
I
terrible.
know.
Shit.
Without using your hands, man.
Yeah.
It's like, oof.
Well, Dr. Kaku,
Thank
thank
you very much.
so much.
Yes.
For,
Always a pleasure,
always
sir.
A pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
Always very insightful. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Bye. We'll talk soon. Dr. Kaku.
Okay.
I was writing notes of Patrice. Jim has met Dr. Kaku.
I know,
They
yeah,
live in the same building. They've been in the
It's,
same elevator, and he's still.
And he goes,
Jimmy
"He
says
goes,
hello to
"Good
him
meet you."
all the
I
time.
don't mind. I'll see him again, and he just gets frightened when you're like, "Hey, how are you?"
He goes, he's such a he's a skittish.
It's weird to be. I can't imagine being so physically unimpressive that he just don't remember you
He
ever.
does not remember you.
And I know Norton,
That side of his
Norton-
brain just doesn't work.
Norton wants to believe that he does it with everybody, but he don't.
But does he not remember you either?
He doesn't
He-
remember.
I don't think he remembers ever being
Oppie,
on the
you
show.
at least you're Oppie.
No, I like
Well,
I like the
Oppie.
idea certainly, but I live right next to Jimmy, and I see him all the time, and I say, "Hey, Opie from Opie and Anthony," and he does this
Patrice-
clueless, weird thing and runs away.
Don't get
He's
mad at
not
me,
wrong.
asshole.
No. He's not wrong.
I like your theory, Patrice.
He's not wrong.
I would like to think that's what's going on.
I
here,
have
but-
met the same people 40 times who always put their hand out and introduce themselves. I really do not leave a lasting impression.
You know what? the way I would be flattered. He calls you Oppie, and
Oppie.
that's like Oppenheimer, who was
Sure.
the
Great
father of
physicist.
the atomic bomb. There, that's probably why he thinks Oppie instead of.
Oh yeah, he
Opie.
does. He has no clue.
Opie would be silly.
He has no clue.
Norton just is not,
No.
said-
Hi, this is Jim Norton.
He said this is Jim
yeah.
Norton 4 times in
Yeah.
the same conversation, and there was no recognition.
On my tombstone, it's just going to say, "Here lies Jim Norton, remarkably forgettable."
Aw.
Yeah, because you see, he's saying Jim Norton, and he's talking about
is he here?
metaphysics and
Oh, okay.
metaphysics and everything.
I
And
met a
just-
physics too. I was like, "How you doing?" It said, "Hi, Chip."
Oh, you didn't.
Norton's just a living bowl of grits with no butter on it, no salt, nothing.
Yeah,
Just-
your grits. Why don't you kiss my grits?
Fucking Kaku just doesn't pay him any.
We got a break.
He's so poor he can't pay
We
attention.
have to at this point.
Oh
It's
shit!
not even
really?
a choice.
I'll just keep schooling you.
Big Mama Prods is in studio. That's Patrice O'Neill. Stress Factory this weekend, tonight and Saturday, or tomorrow, obviously. Tonight and tomorrow. 732-545-HA-HA. These tickets should sell out, right? So they should call ahead.
Yeah,
They should
Yeah, or
start
call
fucking
feet or
calling,
call
man.
hands if you're going to call ahead.
God.
Patrice O'Neill at the Stress Factory tonight and tomorrow. You're on.
Oh, maybe my thing's...
You're
Oh, okay, my thing.
You're
My
on.
headphones were off. It was like the old dream I have.
Does Dr. Kaku
Where an uncle was molesting me.
Does Dr. Kaku drive you nuts like he drives me nuts?
No, not at all.
Just that socially he's just not there.
I don't mind because his mind, it's not like he's thinking of nothing. What he's thinking of is so much more interesting on a real level than what we're thinking of.
Like you said, he's looking at pictures to figure out where time started, and we want to discuss maybe a Seinfeld episode with the guy.
But he understands that. Like, we could talk about it in theory,
Yeah.
like dumbbells, but when he thinks about the universe being on a bubble and like Patrice's mind can't wrap around that, his mind can.
Right.
And he can think about like different dimensions. And he, like, I think like, wow, that's cool. But he really knows what that means. When you say it's on
What does he hear when he's listening to us talk back to him?
the sound you hear when your dog farts.
You think?
Yeah, of course.
I think it's like
So he's just being polite?
cicadas.
Yeah.
He hears cicadas.
He's being polite.
Yeah. But I mean, that guy Ed that he talked to, who he likes in Princeton, when he talks to him, he doesn't talk about like a bubble bath or cookie people.
No, it's,
Right.
it's very, yeah.
He calls him, and it's interesting to him to talk to Ed.
You think they just laugh over it? They have a good chuckle.
I don't know what makes them laugh. Oh, I had a sandwich today. It tasted like it came through the collider. They probably crack up.
Collider jokes.
How could that happen, right?
Patrice O'Neill's here, Stress Factory, tonight and tomorrow. We're gonna sell that shit out, right? Right, people?
Go.
StressFactory.com or 732-545. Ha-ha.
And Patrice also will not be appearing in Tampa with me the 29th through October 1st
Why
at the
not?
Improv.
Why wouldn't he?
Because
be
he has
there?
other gigs.
That would be cool.
And I'm coming to Pittsburgh October 20th through the 22nd as well.
Cool.
So those are my 2 dates. And I'm trying to book one in Jersey. It's all about me booking stuff.
What's on DeSway's hat? Does he ever take that off?
No. A lot of hair.
Is that a lot of
obviously.
dreads on that?
Dandruff and positivity.
Why hasn't Sway come in and say hi yet?
Because he
You
doesn't
broadcast
like
next
it.
door. I don't know.
Sway is pro-black.
Is he like militant?
No.
So then we'll get along.
Sway's cool. He just,
We'll get along.
You know.
Sway's a good guy.
Sway!
He's talking to somebody. Probably about making love.
What's up, Sway? He doesn't want to say hi.
Yeah, he has no interest.
Come in and say hi.
Sway,
Sway, what's up, man?
we just want to say hi to our neighbors.
How you
Exactly.
doing?
I've never really got the official invite.
Let's be
know.
honest, Sway. Tell the white people. We're
You're not interested.
I'm here, but it's just.
Patrice is like, you're not in.
We live right across the street.
No,
See?
you know,
There's a train track in between your studio and ours.
you know, right? I never
Just be
tried
honest,
to
Sway.
You
Just
tell
be
them the
honest.
truth.
You can be
It's
honest.
time to
Because
repent
they ask
and
a white
confess.
question like, "Hey, what's under the hat?" I'm just saying, what's under white hats?
Ask you that
Hair.
question.
Fucking head,
Ask you
hair.
that? What's under the hat?
Nah, because I know them, so they just know. But
Patrice doesn't think you like us.
I know,
He
I
gets
know
a feeling.
I don't know.
gets
He
a
always
feeling.
says that because he thinks black people just don't like us.
Yeah,
Which
because
is not true.
I think
As a black person, be honest, Sway. When you look at him, immediately you can't like him.
pointing at Jim Norton.
I didn't have any desire to meet him. I would have.
There you go.
That.
That's why he hasn't come in here.
Yeah.
You work across. It's just like me and my
come on
Chinese
in.
neighbors. No
But
one
once you
talks.
get to know me, I'm a lot of fun.
You're all right. All right, I got to go back to work.
All right, Sway.
Oh, damn.
All right.
We just wanted to meet you.
Sway, we wanted to finally, just break the ice and say hi,
Absolutely.
He'll
I
never
appreciate
be
it.
here again.
We'll never
I'll see
talk
you.
again, but
around
at
the
least
hall.
we said hi.
But at least we could do that, like, smile, kind of nod, hey, in the hallway.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You guys are legends to me,
Recognition.
man. I've been following you for a long time. So
We've
it's a pleasure
seen you on
to be
MTV
your
for
show.
many, many years now.
Absolutely. Now I'm doing
Yeah.
Shade 4-5.
I know, you're right
so
there.
We're family. Let's do
One
something
door
for
away.
real, though.
We'll do something
You
together.
guys come over there. I'll come over
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
We
We'll bring
used
our
to go over
guns.
All right.
What happened? used to go over
I
there.
got beat up. What happened?
No, it's fine. No,
They're
totally fine.
They're racist. Sway.
No,
We're not
Wow.
racist at all. But, excuse me, you interrupted. Go ahead.
Yeah, of course he interrupted.
All right, Sway, thank you.
Take it easy, Sway.